Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.
Hello and welcome. I'm George Swift from Bigger, Brighter, Bolder, and this is the Leveling Up Podcast. The Leveling Up Podcast is here to give you the personal development, the entrepreneurial development, and the business growth that you, the ambitious business owner, desires. I'm here to give you the inspiration, the motivation, but above all else, to challenge your aspirations to take you and your business to the next level. Don't forget, subscribe to this podcast and never miss an episode. Be patient and earn your stripes. This episode follows on from what we talked about on Monday, episode 220, where I took the hare and the tortoise, used it as an analogy, but in doing so also tore that childhood favourite to shreds in the process. However, the message was all about being steady, taking action, consistent action, growing that action, building momentum, increasing that momentum, building and building over time, and occasionally being the hare, putting a sprint in, being bold and courageous. If you want to go back and listen to that one, I suggest you do, because it's all about how you can create amazing outcomes, incredible outcomes by being steady, by showing up, keep showing up, consistently bringing the best you've got, without having to kill yourself, without having to go and be all massive action and take loads of risks, etc. Over time, you can create incredible outcomes. Today, we're moving that whole theme, that philosophy ahead. We're talking about patience and being patient and earning your stripes. I see way too many businesses get into entrepreneurism, set up their business, and they really do think they're gonna create the dream. You know, the £1 million this time next year, Rodney, we're gonna be millionaires. You know, and I see it over and over again. And I'm not here to dampen your mood. I'm not here to say it's not possible. Of course, it's possible. People do achieve it. However, it's a bit like the hare that comes out all enthusiastic, goes flat out, and then runs out of steam and runs out of momentum because they realise that they're in a marathon, they're not in a sprint. And at the end of the year, you haven't hit 1 million. You may not have even hit your 100 grand. You may have only been doing 20, 30K. You realise, oh my God, there's so much I didn't even know that I didn't know about running a business, growing a business, sales, etc. And you get disheartened. Much better to come out and consistently apply yourself at high levels. Not 100% and then burn out. Not come in at 50% or 40% or, you know, I tore that whole analogy about the hare and the tortoise apart by saying you don't want to be that tortoise that just plods along like a tortoise, one step back. You don't want to be that either, okay? You want to go at a consistent high level that you can maintain that momentum over long periods of time. You don't want to be sitting there, you know, just taking a month to run a marathon. You want to push yourself to run the best marathon you can, but you want to pace yourself. You are definitely in a marathon. And it's not a marathon that finishes, by the way, when you've done, 26 miles, because at the end of that line, there's another 26 miles that you can go. You don't have to. There's no rules, there's no laws. But the chances are you don't just get to run one marathon in business. It's one marathon after another marathon after another marathon. So you've got to pace yourself, build that strength and that resilience that you need, the stamina that you need to play a much, much longer game. By all means, come in with big dreams and big ambitions. Make sure you back those up with decent plans and strategies and goals and a good product and a good business model and all these sort of things. Not just empty, hollow hopes and dreams to be a millionaire in 12 months, but back it up, with real, tangible stuff that gives you every chance of making that happen. But equally, be open to the fact that even if you do make that happen, this is not a race you're going to win in just 12 months. And more often than not, the statistics are heavily weighted against you. The chances are you're not going to be a millionaire this time next year. But if you assert yourself in your business, in your life to a high degree, that you can consistently follow up week after week, month after month, year after year, where you'll be in 5 years from now, certainly in 10 years, and if you've got a really good long-term vision and you can stay in the game for 20 years, you can achieve unbelievable results. There's that old adage, it gets overused, but the saying goes that most people massively overestimate what they can achieve in 1 year and hugely underestimate what they can achieve in 10. You want to be in this game for the long haul. Running a business, owning a business, growing a business, entrepreneurism as a whole, it's not a sprint. It's not a quick fix. This is not a magic pill, a magic bullet. The opportunity that we have to create a life that's so unbelievably rewarding and fulfilling in every single possible way, it's there for every single one of us in business. Most people never come close to achieving what they could achieve, not just in numerical terms or financial terms, and not just in material terms, but just in terms of the fulfillment, just in terms of creating a movement, putting their passion, their love, their heart out into the community, out into the world, and have it tangibly connect with their customers on a large scale. And the reason they fail to achieve what's on offer here isn't because they didn't sprint. It isn't because they didn't go out there and take massive action. It isn't because it's one reason. They didn't play the game at a high enough level for long enough, consistently enough. Steve Jobs famously said that 50% of success was staying in the game. I'll tell you now, it's at least that. If you just stay in the game, let's say he's right, 50% of success is still being in the game. Then what's in the other 50%? Well, for me, it's leaning. It's leaning on that, consistently pushing against that. So it's not just showing up, it's showing up and bringing your best consistently. Instead of trying to do 100% for a month or a week or for 1 year and burning out, and it's certainly not about bringing 30%, because you're not going to get much result there. You'll get a better result over 20 years than if you do 1 year flat out and then collapse in a heap. But, you don't be bringing 30% either. What do you want to do? You want to be bringing a good, solid performance, whatever that looks like to you, 70%, 80%, 90%, a level that you can maintain. A marathon runner, they can run incredible fast speeds mile after mile. They're not out there jogging like I would run a mile. They're not doing a 10-minute mile. They're out there running, 5-minute miles consistently, mile after mile after mile. They're absolutely sprinting as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't be able to keep up with them probably for more than 30 seconds. I might not be able to keep up with them for 30 seconds. So this isn't about saying, right, I'm going to be that tortoise again and just dawdle my way through. No, what you do is you bring the best you've got and you operate at a high level, but at a level where you consistently can show up and bring that level week after week, month after month, year after year. If you're young enough, decade after decade, you can achieve unbelievable results. Be patient, earn your stripes. Too many people go into business and they want to just immediately have the big clients. They want to go into business and immediately win the big deals. They want to go into business and immediately make the big money. And the truth of the matter is, even if you were super successful working for a corporate or working for someone else, when you set up your own business, it's an incredible leveler. I've had people in my club that were incredibly successful in corporate careers, but when it comes to running a business, those skills don't transfer. Some of them do for sure, but those skills don't transfer. And therefore, they're on this very steep learning curve so they can start to get the success out of the business that they can. In fact, everything we do is try and accelerate the success that you can achieve. I want to give you a future that you wouldn't have been able to have on your own. And I want to get you there way quicker than you ever would have done. This is my aim. We do it through leveling you up as the individual, leveling you up as the entrepreneur, the business owner. We then work on the business and help you level up your business. But you do it week after week, month after month, year after year. If you're young enough, decade after decade, you can achieve incredible results. I see way too many people coming into my game, coming into my industry sector. They come in, out of corporate, they go on a coaching course, they then come out and they want to charge top money. They come out and if they're a business coach, they want to start charging £1,000 a month for a client. Maybe more, £1,500, maybe more even sometimes I see. They come out as a life coach. They're in HR or they're in some other kind of role in corporate. They come out, they do a course, they spend a few £1,000s on a course, and then they set up their own coaching practice as a life coach, a motivation coach, whatever it might be, and they try and charge, £250 an hour, sometimes even more than that. It irritates me. Now, I'm here backing entrepreneurs to charge as much as they can. I'm here to help people. If you go back through the 220 previous episodes, you'll see plenty of content there to help you raise your prices. It's about authentically charging your worth and authentically being worth more to your client base and raising your prices accordingly. I'm backing small businesses to raise their prices. But every now and again, someone comes in and they say, yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to charge like £500 an hour, top money potentially. And I'm like, earn your stripes, earn the right to charge the big money, earn your right to go for the big pitches, earn your right to work with those big companies, those big corporations. Be patient. If you go out there trying to charge top money, the chances are you're going to win a client. You're going to find someone, maybe a couple of people, maybe a few people. But you'll be spending so much time trying to win the big client that you'll lose out on the opportunity of developing and honing your skills so that you can start winning those bigger clients. I know coaches in my own game. They come out and they say, yeah, I'm going to charge top money. Okay, fine. Who am I to get in the way of that, right? Who am I to judge that? I have my own opinion. I'm sharing it with you now. But it's not for me to necessarily intervene in that moment. But I see them then go and they struggle to win a client, or they win a client here and win a client there. And you meet them 6 months later and they might have had a couple of clients, a few clients. But the truth of the matter is, if they'd gone out there with a price that they could win multiple clients and get real experience, grow, get the case studies, the testimonials, hone their skills, they can start to demand more money naturally and they'll build that momentum. Now, not everyone agrees with me. I get it. Not everyone agrees with me. But for me, I'm an absolute avid believer. Start from the ground, earn your stripes, move up. Then earn your stripes again and then move up again. And there's a number of reasons for that. One is my own personal morals, right? I just think it's a little bit immoral for someone to come out with no experience in something and charge top money when they clearly don't have the skills necessary, right? I feel it's not honest. That's just me. I'm judging it now with you, okay? But equally, it's not good for the business owner if they can't win the volume of work they need to build the momentum in the business. You want momentum. This whole thing I talked about in episode 220 on Monday about the hare and the tortoise, etc. It was all about momentum, building momentum. You want that momentum to carry you through because momentum is a powerful force. If you get busy on 20 clients, paying a decent amount of money, what you're worth, okay, to the marketplace, and then you start to raise your prices, and then you raise your prices, and you're still busy, you've got momentum in your business. Having one client in 3 months paying top money is a bit like the hare sprinting and then going for a nap under the tree. The tortoise wins. I think it's so important in business that we earn our rights, we earn our stripes. And if you take all my judgment out of the equation, take all my opinions out of the equation, let's use a different analogy. Let's look at Angry Birds, for example. So Angry Birds, if you know the game, right, you have to fly your birds into the houses of the pigs and you have to basically kill the pigs, right? Now, it starts off really easy. You don't jump straight in at level 100. You don't jump straight in at level 50 or even level 10. You start off at level 1. Level 1 is relatively easy. It gets you going. It gets you into the game. It gives you the basics of the physics of the game, right? You pull back the bird in the catapult. You release the catapult. You kill pigs, right? Might take you 2 or 3 goes maximum to get past that first level. But what you learn in that first level is actually what you get to apply in level 2 and beyond. If you jump straight to level 2 and you haven't mastered the basics from level 1, it's going to take you longer to potentially pass level 2 on its own than if you'd done level 1 first and then gone to level 2. The same goes on and on and on. If you jump in at level 10, let's say it might take you 100 goes to try and pass level 10 because you have none of the grounding that you learn in the first 9 levels. None of the experience. You haven't learned the mechanics, the physics of the game. So you take 100 times to pass level 10, whereas if you've done level 1 and taken 2 or 3 times and gone to level 2 and taken a few times, level 5 makes sense. You actually would get overtaken by that person because when they come to level 10, they might be able to pass it in 5 goes, 3 goes, maybe 10 goes, and they'll pass you by. So be patient and earn your stripes. Do the level 11, level 12, level 13. In the game, you're constantly learning the lessons you need to. Every now and again, you get a real challenging one. Level 20 is a killer. They bring in a new bird, a new catapult, a new bit of physics, a new challenge. And maybe it takes you 10, 20 goes to get past that. But if you jump straight into level 20, you may never have got past level 20 because you hadn't learned what you needed to learn to even be able to tackle level 20. So it's still challenging. It takes you 20 attempts to get past level 20. But guess what? You've leveled up. The knowledge and the abilities that you learn to get through level 20 carry you forward to level 30 and 40 and 50 and beyond. This is life. This is business. Come in, build momentum, learn the physics, learn the mechanics. I've got to sell. I've got to market. I've got to find a customer base. I've got to deliver to that customer base. I've got to build a model. I've got to build a product, design this, and then do it, right? And build the momentum. I'm not saying you have to necessarily come in like a baby at level 1. What I'm saying is move through level 1 quickly, into level 2, into level 3, into level 4. Stop trying to jump the gun. I meet a lot of business owners that end up with us at success groups because they didn't really know what they're doing. No one talked them through level 1, level 2, level 3. So they've had to find out for themselves. And I find them, I don't know, they say they're stuck at the equivalent of level 10. So they're doing 30, 40K, maybe even 50K in their business, but they can't grow beyond that. They can't push it beyond that. And what they're doing is working to get them to 20, 30, 40, 50K, but they've been stuck there now for a year, 2 years, 3 years. Sometimes I see them stuck there for 4 or 5 years or more. They didn't necessarily have the grounding, right? No fault of them in this case. In this scenario, it's not their fault. They didn't have the mentorship. They didn't have the lessons. They didn't have the education or the environment or the support that we offer all our members to make sure that they have these fundamentals in place that enable them to build off those foundations, these incredible businesses, okay? It's incredible success for themselves. So we have to some degree, go back to the basics. They've learned some good stuff, there's no question, but we have to go back to the basics. Sometimes they haven't looked at their pricing or don't know how to raise their pricing. They don't know how to position themselves. They don't know how to shift into a new market. They might not know how to sell, or they know how to sell to 40, 50K, but they don't know how to sell to 100K and multiple hundreds of K and maybe even to 7 figures, 1 million or more. So they get caught up at these levels. So I don't go and patronize them. I don't go back to the beginning and say, right, little child, let's look at level 1 and this is the mechanics. And it's not like that. But what we do sometimes is have to go back to some of the basics that they don't have to get them educated on those basics. So they can then implement those basics at the level they're at. And now they can start to build their business again. So we're looking at what's missing, if you like, in their game today. And what we're looking at is educating them and giving them what they need in order to move forward and create the business that they want tomorrow. Some of the skills they've got are great and positive. Of course, they're doing 30, 40, 50K. They're definitely working. Other things are holding them back and other things just aren't working and doing anything at all. So we strip back the stuff that isn't working. We maximize on the stuff that is working and we bring in what's in the gap. This is the same lesson I want to share with you now in business. Don't try and just jump straight to level 10, level 100. Start at the beginning. Get some momentum. Get some clients. Sell to those clients. Make some money. Use that money. Reinvest that money back in your business. Level up to level 2, level 5, level 10. Take all the learning and apply it. You don't have to take your time. This is not about being the tortoise and plodding along. Build momentum. Once you start to build momentum, it's something like Angry Birds, you start flying through some of these levels. Every now and again, you hit a massive level that takes you a day, maybe 100 times to get past it, right? Every now and again, incredible challenges, just like in business and life. Every now and again, you'll hit challenges that will just really test you and challenge you. And they'll test and challenge everything you've learned till now. So rather than thinking, I want to get out there and charge the big money, I want to get out there and get the big clients, think, I want to get out there and build momentum. I want to get out there and start making some real progress. I want to learn quick and I want to learn and I want to apply that learning and I want to progress really fast. If you do this, I promise you, someone may come out on the same training course as you in, say, coaching, for example, personal training, something like that. And they come out of that training and they go and charge £1,000 an hour. You come out and charge £150 an hour, for example. And it feels like they're so far ahead of you. And then you realize 12 months from now, they're still at £1,000. They're still not making any real money. You might not still be charging £1,000 by that point, by the way, but you might be charging 250, 350, 450 by that point. But you've got 20, 30 clients on the go and they've got 1 or 2 and they're scratching around because their pride is in place. I don't know, their delusions of grandeur, whatever it is that's holding them back. They're not earning their stripes. They haven't earned the right to charge that amount of money. And even if they find some people who are willing to pay that money, they haven't earned the right. They haven't built the foundations, the fundamentals aren't in place that enable them to deliver that to 20, 30 clients. So their business is going to be held back by their own grandeur. What we want to do is we want to say, right, build momentum. I'm not here to hold you back from pricing your worth. I'm not here to say you should charge less. That's not what I'm about. I'm about you charging the maximum, the most you can. But equally, I'm just sharing my own opinion here, which is earn your stripes. And it's not just about pricing. It's about the big clients. It's about operating in the big ponds, fishing for the big fish. It's saying, right, you know what? Have some humility. Start at the beginning, be patient, play a longer game, build momentum. It's not about today, tomorrow. It's not about that one client that pays you big money. It's about consistency. This week, this month, this year, next year, 5 years, 10 years, you'll be charging 10 times what the other person will be charging. You'd have earned 100 times more than what they've earned over that same period. And you've got all of that learning that continues your ability to continue to maximize the opportunity that you have in what you're doing. And 5 years after that, you wouldn't even recognize them. They're in the dust. Play a longer game, earn your stripes, go out there. Life's going to hit you hard. Like, entrepreneurship is not for the faint-hearted. It's going to have its challenges. Think of it like levels in a game. Some levels are easy to pass. That was easy. Don't get cocky, because I tell you now, there is a boss level coming that's going to kick your ass. The harder the level is to get past, the more the learning is. You don't want to shortcut that. You want to make sure that you learn from that lesson, because then you level up. From there, you take all of the lessons from that boss level, all of the lessons that got you to that point in the first place, and you apply them moving forward, and you continue to grow. You continue to level up yourself as a business owner. You level up yourself as an individual, as a human being. You will level up your business, and you will level up your entire experience of business and life in material sense, but also in emotional sense, in all possible ways of fulfillment. Nice one. Thank you for listening. If you haven't listened to episode 220, go back and check it out, because it ties in quite nicely to some of the stuff that I'm talking about in this episode. If you are an ambitious small business owner and you want to take yourself to the next level, you want to take your business to the next level so you can take your life to the next level, then please do reach out and connect with us and see how we can help you do that. Our aim is to get you further than you ever thought possible, quicker than you ever imagined, and it's to give you that ultimate fulfillment of being a business entrepreneur. I want you to have the material success, the financial success. I want you to have life success. I want you to love what you're doing. I want you to go out and make a difference. I want you to go out there and make the world a better place in a small way or even in a big way. I want to help you to create what it is that you want to create. If you want to go and check out what we're doing with business owners just like yourself, then please go to biggerbrighterbolder.co.uk. Go and check out our success groups. We've got groups for businesses just starting out. We've got groups for businesses at that 30K, 40K, 50K, maybe even just 20K or so that haven't hit 100K and they want to break that 100K mark. And we've also got groups for people who are already breaking 100K in turnover and they want to scale that business to 200 to 500 to a million and beyond. We've got members who've gone from 50K to 120K in 12 months. We've got members who've gone from 60K to 120K in, I think, about 7 months. One lady did it. I've got business owners that have gone from $2,000 a month to having near on a £500,000 business. I've got a guy that started out at 50K a couple of years ago, currently in the process of running a £500,000 business and growing. He's got his eyes firmly set on that £1 million turnover. Very few businesses break 100 grand, let alone a million. Let's help you to grow your business, to build your business. Let's help you to scale your business, no matter where you are on that business growth journey. Go and check us out, biggerbrighterbolder.co.uk. If you're ready to have a chat, my partner in life and in business, Tracy Miller, would love to hear from you. You can email her at tracy.miller@biggerbrighterbolder.co.uk. Have a conversation with her, share with what it is you're trying to achieve, and let her share with you how we can help you achieve that. We also regularly run events for business owners that want to fast track their business to 100K turnover. We also run events to introduce people to our masterminds where we help businesses over 100K scale. I'd love to see you at one of those. I'd love to see you in our groups. If you're an ambitious small business owner and you want to level up and you want to take yourself and your business to the next level, please do go and check us out. Reach out to Tracy. I look forward to hopefully seeing you in person sometime soon. Failing that, I'll be here next time. I'll see you then. Until then, as always, be successful.
Leveling up. Extreme business growth through raising your game. When what was once extraordinary becomes ordinary, you know you've leveled up.